Okay, here you are. You're live.
We are here. Hello, rollers. This is your complimentary video while Rachel is doing her training. So let us get on foot wakers. We're just going to do the lateral line on the foot wakers today. I want you to get them about hip distance apart. And then I want you to just get up on that heel. Keep the feet parallel. And just let yourself sink in. Take a few breaths, try to sink a little deeper, maybe bend your knees a little bit to get a nice depth in the heel. Inhaling and exhaling, sinking down. We like always to start with the heels because it's the largest bone of the foot. So we kind of go out from the largest to the smallest, ending at the toes. If you want a little extra, you can always lift those toes to the sky. And that'll give you a nice little Achilles stretch. It'll give a little extra depth and weight into the heel. And when you're done with one, you can pick up the other foot. Now, as usual, this footwork you can always do with socks on if your feet are too sensitive. You can also do it against the wall. You can also do it sitting if it's just too much for you to be standing some days. Sink in, and we'll start up that lateral line. So lateral line of the foot, as usual, we go right before the heel, we go at the arch, and then we go at that ball mound on the pinky toe. So we're going to line up the feet again, try to keep them nice and parallel, and just get onto the outside line of the foot, right before the heel. Again, sink in, maybe bend those knees a little bit. Take a nice deep breath. Exhale. Sink a little deeper. Now I want you to bring the weight over a little bit to the right, or just choose a foot. Probably looks like the left because I'm not mirroring you. So just come over, bring the weight over to that one side, press in, come back to center, and I'll go to the other side and just bring about 60% of the weight over there and just press in. That just gives you a little extra opening into that foot when you can just press that weight in. Come back to center. And now we're going to go halfway up at that arch. So now this you can do one foot at a time if you have any issues with your balance. But what I'd recommend the most is, having a chair or a wall or something to hold. So just sink in. Again, your feet are nice and parallel. And you're on that outside edge of the arch. Keeping those knees a little bent. And maybe going a little gentle rock and roll through the side of that foot. Just noticing any areas that might be a little tight, that might be a little stuck. Usually you can tell if the one side's a little more painful than the other. It's usually you need to work it a little more because they do tend to get stuck there. We're really trying to elongate that side of the foot. So just keep rocking and rolling a little bit on it until it feels like it's really helping, really opening up for you. And then come back to center. And let's take the weight over to one side a little bit and just press in. Now, if you're really, really good, you could do a tree pose
Right.
at this point. I know Laura still does that on the foot savers and our foot wakers. She still does that tree pose thing. And then come back to center and then go to the other side and just bring about 60 to 70% of your body weight over to the other side and press in. And then come back to center. And now we're going to move up to the ball mound on that pinky toe. So if you have a little padding underneath there, just kind of press it, push it under. You can either do it with your fingers, you can do it just by coming onto the waker a little bit. So what we're trying to do is just get that padding that's oozed out. We're trying to push it back to where it belongs. Plus we get more on the bone and get that good bone stimulation that we're looking for. Again, with this move, you can bend those knees a little bit, press in.
I just put a different shirt
I know.
on. Oh, I guess I took my rainbow.
You're so coordinated now.
So coordinated. Well, I had to match you.
You're in your Balancing Meridians logo. There we go. Colors. And then let's bring the weight over a little bit to one side and press in. Don't forget to breathe. This can be really touchy area, sensitive. And then come back to center and then take the weight over to the other side and press in. And then let's come back to center and just come off the waker for a minute or a couple of seconds here and just feel where that weight is distributed. I always feel like I can really stand. It's like the power stance. I can really stand firmly on that side of the foot after I work them. So that's why I try to work my feet. Whenever I feel off during the day, I try to get work that lateral line. So here we go. Onto the toes, pinky toe and the fourth toe. Spreading them out on the waker, pressing in. Sinking down, maybe bending the knees, maybe shifting the weight a bit forward. You can do lots of stuff to get a little more pressure into the waker, a little more separation of those toes. And then you can always have that option of bringing that heel up for a little extra stretch. And go to the other side, just lifting that heel up, just stretching out that foot. I really get a nice stretch, even just right in the ball of the foot. It's really nice. And then come back, middle three toes on the waker. Again, press in, bending those knees. A little extra weight that way. And then when you want that extra, you can bring the heel up. More stretch. And go to the other side, bring the heel up. You can always challenge yourself and just keep inching that heel up a little bit if you want. And then bring that heel down. And let's go to that last spot between the big toe and the second toe. On the waker, bending those knees, getting a little extra pressure. Like I said, don't be afraid to get down there and spread those toes apart. It's totally to your advantage.
Get in.
Get in there.
Get in there.
And then maybe you want to do a nice heel lift at this spot. Getting that plantar fascia nice and stretched out. And then go to the other side. and then bring that heel down. And again, just come off the waker and just stand for a couple of seconds and just see what you just did with your toes.
Oh yeah.
They feel great.
Much happier toes after
Much
all that
happier.
shoveling this week again.
Lord. Shoveling water. And now let's do that quick dorsal stretch. So just bring that top of the foot on the mat or the floor, whatever you want to do. And try to make sure your alignment from that ankle to knee to hip is fairly straight. And just press down as far as you can. Try to open up the top of that foot.
Falling all over the place. Sorry.
Woo!
There it goes.
And then if you need to shake it out, you can shake it out before you go to the other side. I always come into this move fairly gingerly because I've had times where my foot is cramped up on me. So I try to be very, very deliberate and come into it very slowly. You never know what that foot's going to do. And then just keep that alignment and just come down. Stretch the top of that foot. And then gently come out of it. Maybe shake it out if you need to.
Oh, yeah.
So there you go. There's some feet for you. And the next thing we're going to do is some hands. Now for this move, you can use either your foot savers or your foot wakers. We're going to go to the joints. So I want you to take a look at your hand and notice you have a joint at the bottom. Then you have a joint in the middle. And then you have a joint right up near the tip. So we're going to go, and I think most of you have done this move before. We're going to just go through each joint. I don't know if I need to get closer.
No, you look good. If you go too, no, you're perfect.
All right. So start with whichever hand you want and start with the pinky. So we're going to be on the bottom of the joint on that pinky. And we're going to just kind of stretch it forward. And then we're going to take our hand, or if you want, you can use a black ball or a foot saver. I like using my hand.
All right, I'll do the saver again.
And just press that knuckle, that joint into the foot saver or waker.
Oh, I don't even need any weight with the saver.
Yeah. Just press it in. Take a few breaths here. And of course, you could do this sitting at a table too. You wouldn't necessarily have to be on your knees like I am. You could also alternatively have a little ball behind there, but I'm trying to get as much weight over it as I can so I can give a little push into it. And then come off there and go to that middle joint on the finger and press in. Yeah, it's hard to get a good demo with the ball, because they cover so much up.
I don't know. Yeah, we're not super close, but you know what you're doing. You're going from the knuckle to the pinky.
That's right.
To the nail.
And then come off there and then go to that last little bend, that last little joint, and press in. Oh, that's wicked.
Oh yeah, drop your heel too. That really gets in there.
Whoa. I'm not even putting much weight on it, and it's wicked. I'm just using my thumb.
Keep breathing, folks.
Keep breathing. Okay, next finger, ring finger on that same hand. We're going to go at the base, and we're going to press in. This seems to be a fan favorite, so I hope you're all enjoying this.
This was requested, not by us.
Don't forget to breathe when you're doing this. It can get pretty intense. Okay, now let's go up to that second spot, that second joint on that finger, and press in. Should be able to, play a nice piano concerto after this.
It's always a helpful. It's always helpful.
Tinkle the ivories. And now let's go to that last little spot at right before the tip of the finger, that joint up there, and press in. Such a nice color.
Thank you. I'm liking it.
I'm liking it.
Okay.
Okay.
Good color too. I know I had a match. I was like, I gotta look good. Paula looks good today. You look good every day.
Anyway, then we're going to go to the middle finger now, and we're going to go at the base of that finger and press in. Yeah, we're just talking a lot now because it distracts us from the intensity of this. It's pretty intense.
Yeah, it is. I don't even have to put weight on it.
No, barely. Take a breath, inhale and exhale, big exhale. When you exhale, you can really even sink more into those bones. Okay, now let's go to the middle of the middle finger joint.
The middle of the middle of the middle?
The middle of the middle finger joint.
Okay.
And now let's finally go to the very end of that finger, to that last joint. I'm having more intensity myself up near the fingers myself than I am.
I don't know, they're all intense for me.
Oh, that's weird.
And it's okay if your fingers are sore tomorrow. If you have arthritis, they'll be much, much better the day after. But if they're a little sore tomorrow, that's normal. A little magnesium gel maybe on them would be nice.
Okay, index finger, base of the index finger. Good old pointer. Keep pressing in. And then let's go to the middle of that index finger joint, that middle joint. And finally, that last joint up near the tip. And then we're going to do the thumb. My favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Nice circulation.
Yeah. My fingers are bright pink now.
Yeah, nice pink. Okay, now the thumb, we're just going to do the base, of course. And you want to try to get your thumb as kind of as straight as possible on the waker. I know it's a little bit tricky, but try to straighten it out. And then press into that base of the thumb joint.
Oh.
Yeah, to me, the ball of the saber really helps here when you get on the thumb.
Especially if you have a rotated thumb. Like my thumb rotates towards my first finger, and so it's really much better to put the saber on it to hold it.
Yeah.
It's still incredibly intense.
It is. And then let's go to that last thumb joint up near the nail. Since we only have 2 on the thumb.
It's okay. There's enough joints.
There's enough joints. Press that in. Well, I guess I'm not anemic or whatever, because don't they say if you press down by the nail, it should turn nice and bright red?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't on everybody.
No.
Okay. Just shake that out a little bit. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go right in between. This is another place I like to get in. And this really would help you a lot, I think, if you had the ball. In between in this webbing area, you can just put that right up on the waker and just kind of press the ball into the waker. You can even kind of traction it forward a little bit. So yeah, the foot sabers, if you're using the foot saber like Rachel, that's going to be the most intense. The black ball like I'm using is going to be next intense. And if it's just too intense in general, you can just not use it and just,
just press in.
Just press in. I like the black ball, so. Okay, now we're going to do the other hand.
Oh,
So
shake that out. Oh,
shake
holy.
that puppy out. But, you know, just feel. I mean, feel the difference between your hands. I can feel a lot more stiffness in this hand I haven't done.
Especially in the thumb joint.
Yeah. So get the waker, go at the base of the pinky again. On the other hand, we don't want you walking around lopsided, so we got to do the other hand. Just press in.
And if you want a double whammy, press that bedding back in too.
Oh, that's true. You can press the padding back.
You know, so if you get up more on your hand like that and then you come down, that gets the bedding back.
Mm-hmm. No. Feel free to interject.
And I was just like, oh, this is even better.
And then go to the middle of that joint on the pinky and press in. Again, like I said, you can use the ball, you can use the saber, you can just use your own hand. You're in control of how much weight you want to put on it. So you don't need to, you know, hammer it in or anything if it's too.
What you don't want to do is wiggle that ball on top of the knuckle because it will bruise it. So if you notice you have a bruise, you probably were moving that too much on the top and pushing in.
Last spot, right at the tip.
Oh.
No,
It's a squeaky one.
I'm amazed at just how tight that is. Okay.
Yay.
Next finger, ring finger. Base of the ring finger. Press that in. You get tired of being on your knees? Take a load off your knees.
Right?
Sometimes I get tired of being on my knees.
Or spread your knees out a little. Change where you're landing your weight also.
And then let's go up to that middle joint on that ring finger and press it in.
Ooh, got it.
Keep breathing. And then let's go to that last joint up near the nail on that ring finger. And you know, when you're doing this, if you ever do this by yourself, you may be doing it by yourself, you can hold it as long as you want to. You don't have to, you can hold it longer than I am. I'm probably not holding it quite as long as Diane did in Jamaica. But
well, you know, she had an hour class for hands. So.
Right, she did. And then let's go to that middle finger now. If you need to shake at any point, shake it out when you're switching fingers. Base of the middle finger, press it in.
Yeah, plus we'll have lots of new, hopefully, routines for you when we come back from Belize.
Looking forward to it.
We need some new repertoires. Is that what I want? More new releases, not repertoires.
Yeah. And then let's come to the knuckle, right, the middle knuckle.
Yeah, and I need my breathwork practice back.
Me too.
I'm really
I do an
excited
hour
about
of
the breathwork.
I think an hour in mine. Nice.
So we'll be incorporating breath back in. I mean, not that we're not breathing, but that'll also be coming back in because we'll be ready to share that with the world too.
And then let's go up to the very end of that middle finger joint and just press it in. Like I said, you know, if it gets too intense, you don't have to press. You don't have to use another hand to press in. You can just leave it on the waker. You just get kind of it, you know, you get that extra impact out. You can really traction it a little bit. And then let's go to the index finger, our little pointer finger. Right at the base knuckle there. And let's move it up to the middle. Press in. And then let's go up to the very end of that finger, that last knuckle.
And a lot of chimes there.
Mm-hmm. It almost looks like the sun is trying to come out, but it isn't going to, but it looks like it's trying.
It wants to.
And then let's go to that last but not least, that thumb. Trying to get that thumb nice and straight on the waker at the base. And like I said, it's not an easy task to get it as straight, but give it a shot. Just get it as straight as you can. And use your saver or your ball to traction it if you can. If not, just go ahead with the finger. I kind of like the ball.
Mm-hmm. Yo.
And then let's go to that last final joint on the thumb and press in. And then come off and let's do the webbing.
We did it. Oh, we didn't.
We got to do that little webbing spot. And then you can shake, shake, shake.
Okay.
It's kind of a long routine, but since you guys are on video, you can always pause or go through it faster.
Yeah, make it go faster.
Okay, there you go. Shake out the hands.
Ah, it always makes me itch.
And now you should be ready to roll.
Okay, so we are ready to roll. We are going to do a new move today. So this one we decided to name the pelvis spreader because we're going to spread the pelvis. So what we're going to do here is you want a gold ball or silver or pearl, but ideally we're going for expansion here. So we want the gold. We're going to start at our pubic bone. We are going to get our legs really nice and spread, laying on our belly, and we're going to sink on the pubic bone. Then we're going to bring the ball and press it into this side, sink, and then press it into this side, sink. Then bring it back center of the pubic bone, bring it up just a little bit so you're right into the belly, and then we're going to spread the top of the pelvis and spread the top of the pelvis, and then we'll go down and rock that the adductor line. So then we'll go right into this move that goes out the leg, and then we'll lift our leg like we're dogs peeing on a fire hydrant. And at the end, we'll do some circular motions with our knees. And then the other way. And then forward again, little dental flossing of the hips. So we're going to do the new pelvis release into the adductors. Here we go. So we can go face down on the center of the pubic bone. And yes, I'm still drinking tea. I do it all day. So on the pubic bone we go. Legs spread out as far as we can. And you can keep your feet out if that's helpful. You can bring your feet in if you want. Yamana had her feet together like this.
Yeah, she had them kind of
but
like
she
a
was
diamond.
more on the ground, and I cannot do what she did. But like the spreading of the hips is what you want. So if this works with your feet out, fine. Inhale, exhale, sink. If you want a comfort ball on your chest, you can have one. With the way my legs are, like I'm pretty supported. Engage that belly. Let the weight on the ball. And you might find that adding a ball on your chest actually gives you more ability to sink in. Maybe not. Let's do one more breath here.
I don't know if it's better if I'm facing the camera or not.
You can flip around if you wanted to. I think we got a pretty good angle. We'll have Paula flip around.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much.
Well, at least you get the angle of the pelvis, so we'll get both sides.
Yeah.
So center on the pubic bone. Now we're going to go to the left side. So we're going to go to the lower part of the pelvis on the left. So inhale, exhale, sink, and slide yourself over and feel that spread. Sink and breathe. Do 3 breaths here. Base of your third breath, we're going to bring it back to the pubic bone. And now we're going to bring it to the other side. Keep those legs spread. Center. Now inhale. Oh, my pelvis is freaking out. Rub your hip if it's freaking out. My leg just released somewhere funky. So anyways, bring that pelvis to the middle. Inhale, ball to the middle. Inhale, exhale, and bring that ball just off of the pubic bone. And now we're in the abdomen. Legs are nice and spread. Inhale. Exhale, sink. Base of that exhale. Bring yourself to the left. Or to the right, ball goes to the left. Maybe you want a comfort ball. Maybe you can put your whole body down here.
I like the body down. She hardly ever does that, though.
Mm-hmm. You could set your chest on the ground if you wanted to here. That's totally fine. One more breath here. Base of the exhale, let's center. And let's bring it to the other side. Sink down.
Yes, indeed. That's the hip spreader, all right. Woo.
Yeah, and Paul and I just did this before. That's, I think, why my pelvis shifted so much just now. So this move I will be incorporating into my life about every 3 days or once a week, depending on what you want. I seem to lose whatever I do about every 3 days, but this is could also be once a week. Bring yourself center. Now bring your legs straight here. And we're just going to take it into the left leg. So let's inhale. Exhale, sink. Bring that ball or bring your leg 90 degrees and then foot 90 degrees. And the ball is right a little bit. Just bring yourself slightly to the right and let that ball go right on where the pubic ramus, where the pubic bone and the bone next to it meet. There we go. Right there. Lay yourself down if you can. Right side of the body is flat to the ground as possible. Left side up as little bit as you need to, however you need, but make sure your body feels nice and safe. Now, knee stays on the ground and we can float this foot. So lift the foot, but don't let this part here rise off the ball. So you can lift your foot 3 to 5 times. So lift it nice and slow and then back down. And lift. And down. And left. And down. Okay, so that exhale, you can either pick up or slide your body. So I'm going to slide my body a little bit. Ball staying right on that adduct line. Inside line if you want. Knee is straight, bent at the knee. Foot is flexed. So we're back at that 90 degrees still. Sinking in, taking a couple breaths. And lift when you're ready, keeping knee on the ground if possible. Keep that weight on the ball so you can feel those adductors releasing. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Always feel free to use a smaller ball. If the gold ball's too big for you, go to a smaller ball.
Exactly. We just did the pelvis spreader, so you can do a much smaller ball. You could even do a black ball if you're having issues. And know your body. Listen to it. Oh. Set that foot down. Now we're going to move this ball out about halfway. So you can slide it or move it. I'm already off my mat, so I'm going to just move it. And now your knee obviously is not on the ground. Sink in, extend, and sink and wrap around that ball. You can even put your hand on your leg just to add a little bit more weight and to make it feel a little secure. And then when you're ready, lift that foot. This is where that lifting really gets wicked for me. Keep breathing. Engage that belly. Beautiful. Set that foot down. Now we're going to bring that ball to right at the knee. Because we got the good big ball, gold ball, so we get like the bottom of the top of the leg, the knee, or the top of the lower leg. Extend that out, really traction, engage that belly, extend that leg, sink into the ball. When you feel like you can't sink anymore, then I want you to lift that foot as far as you can without this moving. So it's moving, but it's not rising up. And then when you're ready, flat foot, we're going to bicycle. So we're going to go use your heel and go forward and around and forward and around and forward and around. Now let's go backwards. So backwards pedaling into the joint, 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 and then forward pedaling one more time. And make those circles maybe a little bit bigger because you increase your range of motion back there. There we go. Getting lots of clicky little like snappy stuff. That's great. And then you can bring that ball just off. And we're going to switch sides and do the other side. So slowly rotate your body. Bring that ball back to the pubic bone. Paul and I are going to rotate. Pull your pants back on if they're falling off. Rotate. Rotate. Bring yourself over onto the right side of your mat because we're going to pull ourselves left here. We're on that pubic bone. Now we're bringing that leg 90 degrees up, knee 90 degrees, finding that pubic ramus. Inhale, exhale your way down. Engage your belly and just sink here. Take a moment. When you're ready, let's lift that foot and bring it back down. And lift. And down. And lift. And down. And then let's leave the nice weight on the ball. Pull ourselves left or bring that ball out yourself manually. Sink in, engage that belly, extend that leg away from the ball. Get that nice deep stretch in there. When you feel like you can't sink anymore, let's lift the foot. Nice and slow. And come back down. And lift. And maybe one more lift. Beautiful. Set that foot down. Let that weight in the ball. And then we're either going to pull yourself or pick that ball up. About halfway down that leg. Left side of the body, flat on the ground, knee, foot. Look at those degrees. Make sure they're nice and 90 degrees. Sink into that ball. Let it get into those adductors. When you're ready, lift a leg. Come back down, nice and slow. Make sure you're not over lifting, like that your pelvis is moving. Bring.
Listening to your water, I was thinking,
Oh, that might be making noise. Too much noise, you think?
No.
Oh, you gotta pee.
Yeah.
Ah, ha, ha. Feel you. I have to too. All right, ball to the knee, my dears, my sweet rollers. Everyone on video, though, they can pause that and go pee. We will just listen to the water. So we are at the knee. We're engaging. Engage that belly. Stretch that knee out. Feel that elongation from the pelvis spread all the way out that inside line. When you have stretched and sunk as much as you can, slowly lift that foot and bring it back down. Easy does it. Feel all those tender tendons softening, the muscles releasing, the ocean breeze blowing. Foot down, forward pedaling, so nice and slow. Use that heel as a guide. And backwards pedal. Gentle flossing the hips. I think we learned this in the Caymans too. Forward, I don't remember.
I think
or was this just regular
I think we
class?
saw this Yamana video.
Yamana, of course, there we go.
I think it was a video.
And then you can take that ball out and just take a moment on your belly or maybe flip over to your back. Just breathe for a minute. I'm going to see what we're doing next because I can't remember. Upper lateral line. Marvelous. So just feel your body, feel how your shoulders are sinking onto the ground or not yet because we haven't worked the upper body. And we are going to get into the upper lateral line. So you can use a gold, silver, pearl. My favorite for this move is the pearl because I like it in my armpit. But if you're feeling like you need more expansion, I highly recommend using the gold ball today, especially from the amount of like shoveling and that kind of like stuff. You may just want some expansion here. And we're going to really peel off the spine. So I use the pearl for peeling, but it's up to you and what you want. But I am definitely rotating over to this fabulous pearl for the moment. Now, we're just going to do the upper lateral line. So you know what we're doing, but we're doing these nice solid ribs, not these little baby floaties. Nice solid where you can feel on both sides. If you're worried about where you are, find where you're ticklish, and that's a safe spot to be. So we're going to put the ball, not that you have to be ticklish, but put the ball there. But if you're grabbing both sides of the ribs, you're clearly in a safe spot. That's what I'm trying to get to.
Finding the ticklish spot.
Yep. See, it's a pretty good way to go. Oh, yeah. Now we're going to start at the top of our mat. We're going to pull ourselves down, and here we go. Sink on that ball. You can use a black ball here if you want against your neck. I like to just let my head lay down, but do what feels right to you. Engage your belly. Sink and really just take a couple breaths here. So just expand, let that shoulder open. This is thumbs up, palm open, always when we're working the shoulder. Stretch that lower half out. Now, if this was sharp or uncomfortable, you're probably too low. Bring that ball up a little. Now, take a nice inhale or exhale, but I want to go in. And base of that exhale, let's peel to the front. So let that ball roll into the front of your chest. Let your head drop down. Breathe. Make sure you breathe into the back. Base of that exhale. Let's just bend that arm 90 degrees here. So your lower arm, and that's just going to help you support. Now we're going to bring this ball to the back side of the body. As you roll forward or backwards, support your head. Let that ball roll all the way back to the spine. Heel and tip a little to the left and grab that side of the spine. Ball should be under the shoulder blades, on the ribs, nice and securely, and then we're going to slowly peel our way back. Oh yeah, there goes my like whole back. Love it. Wonder where I'm tight.
Yeah. Upper body.
Upper body. Here, now I'm feeling much better. All that pelvis spreading, I needed to resituate apparently every vertebrae in my body. Now let's inhale, exhale, and bring that ball down to where we get that shoulder blade. So we want that shoulder blade to be right below the shoulder blade, and that ball is like pushing that shoulder blade up. Sink down on it. Breathe here. Really feel that front and back expansion. Again, palm open, thumbs up. Base of that exhale, start peeling into the front of the chest. Move breast tissue out of the way. Breathe, expand front and back of the body. Base of that exhale, let's bring it to the back side of the body. Here we go. Support your head as you go with the left or right hand or both, whatever feels right.
Solar hands are going crazy today.
I know, I don't know really why. Sink slightly to the left.
Probably a little more light than other days, right?
Keep that, yeah. Keep your head chin tucked to your chin to your chest. That'll help really open things up. I'm tipping slightly to the left to peel that body and muscles away from the spine. And then I'm going to slowly extend and peel back. Oh, I'm just getting great releases. We're going to have to spread our pelvis more often. And then if you want a quick little extra mermaid porpoise, you can bring that upper hand over and just a little bit of left and right. Just scoop out behind that shoulder, under the shoulder blade. There we go. Now we're going to bring this ball right into the armpit. So let's inhale. Exhale, sink. If you're losing your shirt, maybe lift your shirt out and then bring it into the armpit. My shirt, like I can't, like I'm falling apart here, but that's okay because I'm going to be out of town, so I can fall apart. Inhale, exhale, sink. I got to do my training first, and then I can fall apart. Palm open, thumbs up.
I can lead you around the
Right.
airport like a little Oz puppy.
Yeah, you've done it before.
Oh.
Get in that armpit. So maybe do some circular motions here. Open things up and down. Oh, so needed this. Now we're going to bring our 12 o'clock hand to 3, and we're going to get into this chest. Into the front of the chest, around the collarbone. Get where you're in, where you fit in, or where you don't, and make some room. Oh, yeah.
Right into those wonderful pectoral muscles.
Yep. Give your collarbones that we worked so nicely last week a little bit of love. And then let's take this 3 o'clock hand, spider crawl it all the way over to 9 o'clock. Tickle your neighbor's toes if you can. And slow if you want. And then as you go through, support that head. And then peel your way to the spine. Oh, this is just bliss. So I'm going to hold both sides, and I'm going to get that ball right in between my shoulder blades. Oh, yeah. Find that spot that Paula always tries to get us in. Inhale, exhale, breathe. Now I like to extend this arm as I peel out, and I'm going to peel out to the shoulder. And then I'm going to bring that hand and just support that shoulder on the front side, and just let that ball go out the upper part of that arm and bring it back. Get it in there. Beautiful. Now bring your 9 o'clock back up to 12. We're back in the armpit. Take one more moment here and just make sure there isn't anything else you can rock out or release in this armpit. Like I got a wicked little spot. I'm actually using my thumb here. So I'm finding my pectoral major that's tight, using my thumb and driving it in. Try that out. It's ridiculous. Okay. Now, inhale, exhale. Bring that body down. Set your head on your arm and rotate through that upper arm because we can. Especially because we did all that really nice little joint hand work. So this will be really nice to just put all of that in. I'm really rotating through my bicep and tricep, just giving it a little bit of a range of motion. Yeah, there you go. Now you can just take this ball out or you can push it back up. I'm going to just take it out today because I'm going to pull myself the other way and I'm at the right spot. So bring that ball down to the base of the ribs or take the ball out. Adjust your life. Ba-doom, boom, boom. I can't seem to keep my clothes where I want them today. Now, we're going to go on the left side, my sweet rollers. Find those ribs that are safe, not the floaties, the safe ones. You know where to go. I'm confident. We just did the other side. Again, if it's sharp and shooting, don't sink onto it. It's not right. Readjust. Extend in both directions. Elongate. Engage that belly. Sink in and breathe. One more breath here. Base of your breath. Let's bring that ball into the front of our chest. Your arm can go to 9 o'clock if you want. Breathe. Expand into the back. Bring your arm over to 3, and then we're going to bring it to the back side of the body. Nice and slow. Support your head. Ball should be staying on the ribs. And then tip a little to the right. Let that ball go into the left side of the spine. There you go. Inhale, exhale, sink. Keep the weight on the ball. I really like to actually do a little bit of a crunch because it helps keep my shoulder blade away from the area and I can get into those ribs a little bit better. And then we're slowly going to turn to the lateral side and extend in both directions. Sink and breathe. Base of that exhale. Take your body to just below that shoulder blade. Sink in. Set your head down if you can. Relax into that spot. Base of that exhale. Let's bring that ball into the front of the chest, keeping the weight on the ball. Sink forward and bring that arm to 3 o'clock. Support your head and let's slowly bring it to the back side of the body, staying right below that shoulder blade. Oh, yeah. All the way to the left side of the spine. Tip your body to the right. Find that space. Oh. Base of that exhale. Let's peel slowly back. Peel back. Peel back. Keeping the weight on the ball. Extend that arm as you drift to the side. Extend out. Now we're going to take this ball into your beautiful armpit. Inhale.
Fabulous, yes.
Exhale, sink where we all want to go. That's why you come to class each and every day for armpit work. Mm-hmm. Sink in and breathe. Do a little bit of a back and forth. Find the tightest spot in your armpit and breathe into it. Oh, mine's in the back today.
Sometimes mine is in the front, most of the time it's in the back. Especially if you're showing.
Yep, mine's in the back today, and I've done my fair share.
Nothing like shoveling water around.
Now, circular motions. Get into that armpit, wherever you want to go now. Yeah. Forward, backward, up and down. Get in where you fit in. Or don't, and make yourself fit in there. Take that 12 o'clock hand over to 9 and bring that ball across the front of the chest, away from breast tissue.
Into those beautiful pectoral muscles.
And just for the men in the audience, move your balls around when you do that adductor line we just did. Sorry, I forgot to mention that, as usual. Just so that you get it in there, since I said breast tissue. Move your scrotal tissue too. Move that over
to never 3 says o'clock. Anything about that either.
Because we don't have them, so we forget about them, and I'm really sorry about that. So there's your mention of your body parts, my fabulous men rollers. Bring that 3 o'clock hand, and we're going to peel through the shoulder blade now. Peel all the way through, support that head. Bring yourself to just the left side of the spine. Tip yourself slightly right. Drive that ball into the side of that shoulder blade. And think about all your beautiful tissues. And they're beautiful whether you think so or not, because without them, you wouldn't be as functional. Inhale, exhale, and slowly peel your way off that spine. Extend that arm if you want. We can go right out and over that shoulder. Get into that shoulder joint. Maybe go a little bit back and forth just on that top of that shoulder, because we kind of miss it when we go to the upper part. Yep, we're almost there. Sorry, roller. And then bring that arm up to 12 o'clock. We're back into the armpit here, and we're going to bring ourselves down one more time. So inhale. Exhale, sink. Pull yourself down. Lay your head on your hand if you can, or on your arm, I mean.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And then slowly open and close that door with your hand, or face up, face down with the palm. And I rotate it really far and get into the bicep and the tricep. And it really gives me some good, I get some really good vertebrae release in my back when I'm rolling my upper arm. So go figure. I don't know why, but I'm happy that they're releasing.
Well, they're connected.
Everything's connected.
They're connected.
Okay. Now, again, you can roll that ball back down, or you can pick it up and take it out. I am going to pick it up and take it out because that's what I did on the other side. And so that's what we're going to do on this side. I'm consistent there. Somebody told me I'm not very consistent. So there you go. I was consistent.
You can be consistently inconsistent. I don't care.
Exactly. I'm like, really, I'm just AFib. I'm irregularly irregular. Go figure. Start at the back of that sacrum. So remember, if you want a really cool slick way, put that ball behind you, roll up on it. Engage that belly, take it to the sacrum, and then just slowly let your body roll through that. With the amount of pelvis work we did, you may just fly right through it. My body is like totally releasing. I'm trying to keep myself.
Nice. It's like a little slide.
Right? Trying to keep myself on the ball, and my muscles are like, forget it, we're done. Engage back. Engage that belly. Press into that ball. Think about all the phenomenal things you're going to be doing in this year to come. Lift those hips. Keep the weight on the ball. Sink down.
Chinese New Year yet?
Chinese New Year is like February 4th.
Oh, I thought it was late this year.
And it's, I think, the year of the fire dragon.
Cool.
Which is good because dragons are things that support monkeys. So dragons and rats are the ones that support monkeys. I only know that because I'm a monkey. I don't know everybody's support person. But I know that my son is a rat, and I have many dragons in my life. So there you go. And rats always keep you well fed. Taylor's a tiger. Okay. I don't have any horses, so you can be my horse. Crunch up. Once you get that ball to a place where you can wrap, go ahead and wrap. And think about your Chinese sign. If you want to know your Chinese zodiac, you can just Google like your date and birth that you were born. And it's
year.
Every year. It's just a little tricky if you were born in January, February, because the Chinese zodiac, keep crunching and wrapping, changes on the lunar new year, not the calendar new year. So when you're in January and February, it's just tricky.
Yeah.
I
see that.
But that's okay. I can help you with that. If you're a birthday, then I can help you decipher that.
Well, maybe Mr. Google can help you.
Mr. Google, don't go to the first one. The first one's usually wrong. Make sure you have a couple of the pages that say the same thing. Because Google sometimes is actually wrong with this.
Google is sometimes just whoever the highest paid advertiser is, right?
Exactly. It's same with like Wikipedia. Like, it's all, information that was gathered off of regular people. Potentially. Who knows? But there's AI now and they can do anything. So, like, who knows? And Pluto is now in Aquarius. It's going to go back and forth a little bit, but it's now going to be in Aquarius for the next like 20 years. So
Yeah.
we're going to have to start embracing technology or we're going to be erased. But just know that technology is run by crystals. So we have crystals in our bodies. So if you don't want to embrace technology, embrace the crystals inside of you. Our pineal gland is a crystal. So like that's our center in our brain. So like just think of that connection to the computer and maybe it'll be easier for you. That's my goal. I'm going to try to make technology easier. Back and forth at the top of the skull. Enjoy your moment. Maybe lift the hips, drive it in, drop those shoulders, take a nice neck stretch here. Set those hips down. And when you're ready, take that ball out. Thanks for listening to me on the Aquarius Pluto thing. And you can starfish out or plop. I'm just plopping out today. Feel that nice spread of the claw at your center. Feel nice and much more spread and not so locked and narrow. And just take a moment. Plus, I don't want to kick ball in the head. I'm kind of at the end of my neck.
I'm rolling up.
And then just slowly come up when you're ready. Thank you all for coming to our rolling. And we will see you when we are back from Belize. Haha. Love you all. That was not a haha to you. It was just haha, I'm going to Belize.